constituents and the Sikh advocacy groups to address the issues of discrimination, of the hate crimes that we see across the board, to trying to work with the Department of Justice to make sure that they are paying attention to, among other things, the distinction between Sikh, Muslim, various other groups, and not just lumping everyone together. We've dealt with issues of transnational aggression. But I just look forward in the next few years to continuing to work with you, and especially some of our folks with the judiciary connections who I see here, and just really, really appreciate the Sikh community and how much they bring to everything we're doing and to representation here on the Hill and then in our community as well. So thank you. I do serve as co-chair with Representative Valadeo of the Sikh caucus. And we'll look forward to continuing to work with him on everything from resolutions to recognizing the Sikh experience here in America and abroad, but also in efforts such as what we were able to do last year, the year before, where we had the first time that a member of the Sikh clergy was able to address Congress at the opening of Congress. So that was quite a special moment. So looking forward to more special moments, and thank you all for being here tonight. Take care.
Thank you so much. Moving forward, our next speaker is Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey. How about a fan in the house, I see? He has dedicated his career to public service and strengthening America's national security. Before joining the U.S. Senate, he served 3 terms in the House of Representatives and held roles at USAID, the Pentagon, the State Department, the White House National Security Council, and in Afghanistan. Senator Kim is the first Korean American elected to the United States Senate. Please join me in welcoming Senator Andy Kim.
Thank you. Sat Sri Akal. Good to see everyone. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, to be able to experience Langar together with you. And I'll just say, with all the anxieties and the challenges that we're facing right now, it's so important now more than ever that we take time to be able to uplift equality and compassion and justice, all the values I know are central to Langar. And for 30 years now, SALDEF has embodied and spread these principles, not just within the Sikh community, but across our country and for all of us as a whole. And so I just want to say congratulations on this incredibly significant milestone, and thank you for your continued service. I know that at the center of all of your work and Langar is a recognition of the importance and value of community. And as we gather here just weeks after our own country marked its own tremendous milestone, it could not be more important to understand what it means for each and every one of us, all of us, to be in a community with one another, and the responsibility that is born because of that. I think of the beautiful Sikh community back home in Jersey, that I have a privilege to represent. About 100,000 Sikh Americans in my home state of Jersey. As one of the most diverse states in the entire country, New Jersey and the Sikh community are doing something extraordinary, which is about trying to push forward on our sense of what it means to be American, what it means to have a say and a voice. And I'm proud to be somebody that can try to add to that diversity, to be the first Asian American ever elected to the U.S. Senate from the entire East Coast of America. All of us trying to make sure that we have a government, a Senate, a Congress that looks a lot more like the rest of America. I know that we are in challenging times, and we have witnessed unprecedented levels of polarization, division, and discrimination across our country. And I know that the Sikh American community knows that firsthand in really tough ways. But we all stand together and try to make sure that we're lifting up and be able to recognize that broader sense of community going forward. What I assure you is I'll do everything I humanly can in the U.S. Senate, in Congress, to make sure that we're breaking down these divisions, that we're fighting against that discrimination, and be able to push forward with legislation and action that is about preserving what we love most about this country, which is that sense of opportunity for all. As you all do your part to uplift the Sikh American voice and convene here in the Capitol, it's critical that we here in Congress do our part. So this is a chance for us to be able to gather together, to be able to spend time together. But I assure you that I'll continue to be able to work and fight on these issues even when you're not here, even when we're not able to gather together in this way. I want to just take one last moment to reflect on something that really stood out to me. In SALDEF's 2020 national survey, only 6% of respondents felt that elected officials always hear the needs of Sikh American community. At the same time, over 93% of adult respondents shared that they were registered to vote. No one should have to fight to feel heard from their elected officials that represent them. And for those of you who are from New Jersey, I just say to you, you are my boss. My job is to serve you and your community and your family to the best of my ability. And each and every one of you are bosses to people in this building. To be able to recognize your own power and for us to be able to come together. And that's why we are taking time to be able to celebrate 30 years of SALDEF's work, our country's 250th, and we look ahead for the next 30 years to go, the next 250 years to go, and one where we're going to continue to see, hopefully, continued growth of our shared communities. So thanks everybody for letting me be a part of this. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and we'll continue to work together on all these important things together. Thanks everybody.
Thank you so much, Senator Kim. It's truly an honor to have a trailblazer like you be here at an event like this for us. Our next speaker is someone from California, so I'm from California, very excited about this one. Our next speaker is Congressman Jim Costa, who represents California's 21st Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. He is a senior member of the House Agricultural Committee and a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman Costa has spent decades championing agricultural, water infrastructure, rural communities, and bipartisan solutions for California's community. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Jim Costa.
Good evening. It's my honor to be here with all of you to celebrate the 30th anniversary, 30 years of Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund.
Woo!
Yes, time to celebrate. How many are you from California? Hey, hey. Well, I have the honor and the privilege to represent so much of the Punjabi community between in the San Joaquin Valley, between Bakersfield and Fresno, and even north to Merced and Modesto. A tremendous contribution of the Sikh community for generations. First coming at the turn of the 20th century from the state of Punjab, and as farmers originally, but as entrepreneurs. And as I remind myself, and we should remind each other, I think what is so important about the Sikh American community is your story. Your story is a story of America. Immigrants past and immigrants present. And every generation of immigrants that have come have made a difference. You make a difference. You add richness, texture, passion, and a strong sense of family. Strong sense of family. At one time I had 9 Eduardos in my congressional district. Today I have 4. But the Langar on the Hill reflects traditions of your community that reflects upon our nation's highest ideals. The simple sharing of this meal, and this food smells so good. Love the curry, love the naan, love it all, right? But the simple act of sharing a meal demonstrates a culture of consistency, the circumstances that we all deserve dignity, respect, and a seat at the table. I have the privilege, as was noted, of representing one of the most diverse agricultural regions in the country. The California San Joaquin Valley is home to a vibrant Sikh community whose contributions they make every day in the field not only of agriculture, of education, of healthcare. We have almost 900 physicians, American Indian physicians, primarily Punjabi, from Bakersfield to Modesto. Think about that. 900 physicians who make a difference every day in saving lives. We have the farmers who help feed our nation, the entrepreneurs that create jobs, strengthen families in our communities, with a proud tradition of leadership and public service. So let me thank you here this evening for your commitment as we celebrate 30 years of the Langar effort, 30 years of hard work that involves family, faith, and to our country and to California and the San Joaquin Valley. You've made us stronger, you've made us better, and every day you make a difference. Right? Absolutely. You can applaud on that. So as we look ahead for America's 250th anniversary, I think it's worth remembering that our nation's strength, our nature's strength always comes from people of different backgrounds and beliefs from all over the world in order to meet the aspirational goals of we the people. It's we the people. It's all of us. And in order to form a more perfect union, we can never be perfect. But what an incredible mission statement, an aspirational goal, that we're all in this together. So events like this remind us that as Americans from throughout the world, our great diversity, that in fact, the common bonds we share are far, far stronger than whatever differences we have. So in this day and age, when we have polarization, we have people that are being targeted, we've had older members of the Punjabi community that have been attacked in our valley, sadly, and in other parts of the country in Minnesota. It points out the importance of the 30 years of this effort, the legal defense, and the Educational Fund is important. It's important because all of you make a difference. So I want to thank you to the Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund for bringing that spirit to Capitol Hill, along with the good food. And 3 decades of advancing civil rights, expanded opportunities, and empowering our community, our Punjabi Sikh community, all across this country for making a difference. That's what you do. Congratulations on this milestone. We have more work to do. 250 years, we need to make sure that we think that America is a land of opportunity and freedoms that is ever striving to do better. We must do better. And these challenging times we're living in, for our sake, for our country's sake, and for the world. That's what this is all about. God bless. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Costa, and for sharing the stories of the Punjabi community in your constituency. Up next, we have our next speaker, who is Chris Crawford, a Senior Director of Civic Strategies at Interfaith America. Chris has held leadership roles at Protect Democracy and Democracy Fund, where he advanced faith-based civic engagement and democracy initiatives. He is a frequent writer and speaker on faith and civic life, Please join me in welcoming Chris Crawford.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you. I don't put on a suit a lot, and Interfaith America doesn't do a lot of events on Capitol Hill, but we're doing both because we thought it was important for us to be here, and I'm excited to see our friends at Interfaith Alliance here on behalf of the interfaith community as well, because I think it's important that interfaith leaders send the message to Sikh communities in particular that we see you. We see you. At a time when I think Sikh communities are often in a position where your identity and contributions are overlooked and sometimes even flattened into the experiences of other faith communities. It's important for us as an interfaith community to recognize your contributions in the way that you feed people in your communities, the way you promote civic life, and the way that we've been blessed in our work to do work to help people be able to access the ballot in their communities and Sikh communities across the country. I first was introduced to SALDEF on a panel at the Parliament of the World's Religions, and there were every religion you've ever heard of was represented there, and some you've never heard of were represented there in Chicago. But the diverse thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people who were there, if you asked them what the highlight of their week was, they said it was the lunch provided by Sikh communities every day. Not just because it was free food, but because it represented the spirit of generosity of the Sikh communities and the contribution of the interfaith community more broadly. I also want to just note the way that I appreciate, as a Catholic, the legal defense work that you all do for Sikh communities. Because when Sikh civil rights are under attack, that means Catholic civil rights are under attack. When Catholic civil rights are under attack, Sikh communities' civil rights are under attack. And in a similar way, we want a society where we can all thrive and we can all live safely and in peace. And something that I've been thinking about is the fact that, and this is a reminder of what we're facing right now, is the way that Sikh communities are often even the target of hatred that was actually aimed at other faith communities. And our response to that can't be, hey, you meant to attack those people, you meant to demonize those people. The response is that every person from every faith community and people without a faith tradition need to stand up and defend the safety and security of every person and their right to worship in the way that they choose. And that's what we believe at Interfaith America. The last thing I just want to say is I'm the guy that I think Interfaith America sends when there's free food, because I love talking about our metaphor that's at the center of Interfaith America, which is that America is not a melting pot, it's a potluck dinner. The difference being, those of you familiar with a melting pot and that metaphor, the literal melting pot was something that you would put multiple metals into, and then they would all sort of turn into the same exact new alloy. The image that we have at Interfaith America for a potluck is that we all come to the common table, but each of us brings something distinct and meaningful to us. If everybody came to a table and had the exact same food, it would be a very boring dinner. You wouldn't even really call it a potluck, probably. But it's important in the society that we live in that each of us can have our distinct contributions to our country and come together to contribute to the common good, promote pluralism, and serve our communities together. So it's an honor to be with you here on behalf of Interfaith America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris, and for your analogies. I would just like to remind everyone that we love that you're mingling with everyone over here, and it's amazing. We love to hear you guys networking. But as a reminder, when guest speakers are talking, please try to keep talking to a minimum so we can hear you guys and we can be respectful to the guest speakers who took time out of their day to come speak with us today. The next guest speaker that I would like to be introducing unfortunately could not be here with us today, but he did give a little recorded video that I will be playing shortly. Our recorded guest speaker is Congressman Josh Gottheimer, who represents the New Jersey's 5th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. He serves on the U.S. Intelligence and Financial Services Committees and is a leader of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus. Congressman Gottheimer has been a leading voice on national security, economic policy, and bipartisan collaboration. So now I'll be playing the video. Once again, please feel free to mingle, but once the guest speakers are here, please try to limit the talking. Thank you so much. Let me know if the volume's okay for the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Congressman Josh Gottheimer, and I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but I am very lucky to have the honor of joining you and representing New Jersey's 5th Congressional District in the United States Congress, as in northern New Jersey, home to one of the largest Sikh communities in the entire nation. I apologize I can't be there with you again in person, but I am so proud to support the Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund. Really, really proud, and so proud to represent such a vibrant Sikh community in Jersey. Langar on the Hill embodies the values that go back 500 years. The Sikh values of unity, equality, and justice. And the Sikh tradition carries a profound message. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you believe, there's a place for you at the table. It's a reminder of the enduring principles at the heart of the Sikh American experience and of this community's deep and lasting commitment to civic engagement. I've been proud to stand with you and the entire community to help lead efforts to combat anti-Sikh discrimination and hate crimes with my bill, the Sikh American Anti-Discrimination Act. This legislation would establish a Department of Justice task force on anti-Sikh discrimination, develop educational resources, improve federal tracking and reporting of anti-Sikh hate crimes and discrimination, and provide Congress with annual reports. I think it's critically important, and I'm so grateful to have developed it working so closely with many of you. I also support a bipartisan resolution to celebrate Sikh History Month that recognizes and celebrates the century-long contributions of Sikh Americans in the United States of America. We must ensure that Sikh Americans are treated with dignity and fairness and welcome in every community that you're in, whether that's in New Jersey or anywhere in the United States of America. In that spirit today, we're bringing together people of different faiths, different identities, and different backgrounds to talk about something that matters urgently, standing up against discrimination and recognizing what the Sikh tradition of Langar teaches all of us about service, about community, equality, and bringing people together. That's what the community is so good at. I've seen it firsthand. How welcoming you are, how much you open the doors, how much you do for my state and for so many states, what you do for others, especially in times of need. You never shut the door, you always open it up. You always have a meal and an open arm, an open hand. I just want to say thank you for that. I am very, very grateful. But thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for what you do, your dedication, and for being here. If we work together here in the greatest country in the world, built on religious freedom for 250 years, I know that our best days will always be ahead of us. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I hope to see you in person very, very soon. Take care.
That was amazing. Even though he wasn't able to be here with us today, I'm sure you guys got some valuable insight after that. Here I'm going to take a quick moment to give you guys a break so you guys can mingle, eat Langar, and I just want to make sure that you guys are networking with each other while our guest speakers are here, and I would encourage you to network with them. Network with the person next to you. You guys are all here for a reason. You might be working on the Hill, you might be working somewhere else. Make those connections, and if you have any questions, we are here for you. So thank you guys so much.
Oh, I just put the whole thing. I was like, he said, can I show this to Stag? And I said, can I show this to
And it's like always like,
You show it to Stag.
so funny. He's like, I'll show my 2 minutes.
Their favorite right now.
You were just holding one. I know it's from there. It's like, yeah, and then
of inclusion, equality, and oneness. A meal can fill your body, but when it is served with love and equality, it can unite hearts. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Salam, Shalom, Namaste, and good evening to all the legislators, senators, dignitaries, and all those who are gathered here. I'm humbled to join you in faith, shared humanity, service, and Sikhi's beautiful message of oneness, that we are all intimately and inextricably connected as children of one Creator. Thank you to the SALDEF's entire team for organizing this meaningful event, Langar on the Hill, and for celebrating 30 years of service, advocacy, and community leadership. To understand Langar's meaning, we begin with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first Sikh Guru, who expressed the message of oneness through service. As teenager, when his father gave him money for trade, instead he used it to feed the hungry spiritual seekers and called it Sacha Sauda, that means true bargain. Through Pangat, the practice of sitting together, which you are all doing now, Langar became a symbol of dignity, equality, and shared humanity. The same spirit remains at the heart of Langar today, making equality visible through compassion, humility, gratitude, and shared service. It reaches beyond Gurdwaras as a natural bridge for interfaith dialogues, preparing the hearts for the gatherings such as Parliament of the World's Religions. At the Parliament of World's Religions in Toronto in 2018 and in Chicago in 2023, I witnessed diversity, dialogue, inclusivity, love come together among people from diverse traditions. Langar was shared at both the gatherings. In Toronto, I served as a greeter at the Langar Hall. And in Chicago, I had the honor of speaking at the conference. These experiences reminded me that peace and oneness become possible when we meet one another with respect. In moments of profound human need, Langar stands as a living expression of Sikhis' love, selfless service, extending compassion wherever it is needed. During COVID-19, this spirit became a lifeline, honoring the departed with dignity and providing oxygen to those fighting for breath. Nowhere is this commitment more visible than at Sri Harmandir Sahib, Golden Temple, Amritsar. The epitome of Langar's scale and spirit. There are more than 100,000 people, those who are served daily. And this number can go up to 300,000 on major historic days. This practice of equality echoes a founding principle of United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. May we carry Langar's lesson beyond this gathering to see divine light in each other. Live equality through compassion and service, and honor dignity at all. I close with the Sikh prayer, and I would like all my Sikh friends here to join me in this. I'm going to say first something and then you are going to follow. Nanak naam chaddi kala tere bhane sarbat da pala. This means may the spirit remain uplifted and may all humanity flourish in your will. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sidhu, and I just want to thank all of you for being here today for our Langar on the Hill 2026 event. By being here, you guys are showing empathy, kindness, humility, and just an understanding of being open to other religions, and that is truly what makes us all human at the end of the day. I hope you're taking lessons with you back into your life, your offices, and just an understanding of who we are, what we are, and who we represent in general. If you have any questions at all, what is Langar, what is Seva, who are Sikhs, we have plenty of pamphlets for you guys to take home. When you're leaving at the end of the night, please take a visit at our welcome table once again. We have plenty of pamphlets for you guys to take home so you can educate your guys' self even more, your friends, your family, anyone you would like. But I just, again, want to thank you so much for being here and being open to being at this event and sitting together with your neighbors, friends, or even strangers and sharing this Langar with us. With that, you guys can go back to mingling, maybe go for seconds. We'll take a moment here and have fun, everyone. Who represents New York's 3rd Congressional District? Please join me in welcoming Tejkaran Kaur.
Tel Mal Tako Mile Jako Sad Kirpal. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I would like to start, first of all, by thanking SALDEF, not only for this Langar, but for the great work they are doing, getting Sikh youth involved in politics, because without our youth being in those spaces, we would have no voice. I am here on behalf of Congressman Tom Swazi. Is there anyone in here from New York? You raise your hands if you're from New York. Okay, awesome. So he represents the 3rd Congressional District of New York. We have 6 Gurdwara Sahibs in our district. And Congressman Tom Swazi wishes he could be here. He wasn't able to make it, but I do want to share a little bit about him and then some messages on his behalf, as well as my message for the youth that are here today and for my brothers and sisters. So Congressman Tom Swazi is a member of the Sikh caucus. He is also chair of the Pakistan caucus and vice chair of the Indian caucus. Last year, he became the first member of Congress to visit Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib ever. And he started a tradition. Now more members are planning to go. When he came back from Kartarpur Sahib, he gave a statement in the news and he said that I never imagined such a miracle could take place, that 2 countries which always fight with each other, they have cooperated and you can travel without visas. And then he says, but this miracle took place because that is the miracle of the love and the teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who brought unity where it was impossible. And that is what we are doing today. Congressman Tom Swazi is a proud co-sponsor of every Sikh bill, whether it's the transnational repression bill, whether it's the Department of Justice hate crime bill led by Gottheimer, or whether it's the bill condemning the FedEx shootings. He has a record that very few members have, that he co-sponsored every single one of them. Not only that, he was instrumental in opening Gurdwara Sahibs in our district, and one of the greatest things he's done is that he submitted a statement to the record last year, the congressional record. You can go and read it. And he honored and shared the history of Mata Gujari Ji on her 400th anniversary, and honored her as being one of the brave Sikh women who spent time in jail fighting for human rights. He honored her warrior spirit and spoke about her contributions to the Sahibzade. So today he sends his good wishes, and he is very impressed by the tradition of Langar. And now, just as an aside, I want to speak not from my boss, but from myself. Being a Sikh, a turban-wearing Sikh female, working in the House of Representatives, I want to share something with my brothers and sisters. Those who are in this internship program, I really applaud you, because I know it is not easy being in a new environment from our background, and we are living in a day where hatred and misinformation has gone up. And all over the internet, bots are telling Sikhs that we are not welcome. They're telling us, you saw what happened a little while ago. Every time anything happens and a turban is involved, people unfairly defame Sikhs, and we're living in a period where it's hard. But you are all brave warriors. When I started speaking today, I spoke of a quote. And I want to share, if any of you ever would like, our office is always open. We love giving Sikhs tours. I hope many of you have seen the photo of the Leap Singh Sant hanging in the Capitol, which is something we should be proud of. The first Asian congressman was a Sikh. But where we feel pride with that, we also feel sadness because a Sikh hasn't been elected to Congress since. We got close, but unfortunately, that's where you interns come in. I hope to see that, and I love seeing the representation. But on my desk in my office, I look at something every day, and it reminds me why we're here, and it reminds me of the work that SALDEF is doing. When the younger Sahibzade of Guru Gobind Singh Ji were getting shahidi, they were getting executed and bricked alive for standing up for human rights. The Sahibzade were told by the executioners, leave your faith, leave your mission, because once we execute you, your mission's going to die anyway. And what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? We're going to execute you. Guru Gobind Singh Ji will have no other children, and the whole movement will die. And 7-year-old Baba Fateh Singh Ji looked the executioner in the face and said these historic words in Urdu, and I'm going to translate them. Gaddi se taaj o takat basab kaum paengi, dunya se jalma ka nishan tak mitaengi, which means that the Sikhs who come after me, they will rise to power. They will go into public service. And once they go into public service, it's not enough to rise to power. But the second part of that quote, it gives me goosebumps, and I look at it every day on my desk. Dunya se jalma ka nishan tak mitaengi. They will rise to power, and they will fight every day and get rid of every single trace of cruelty from this world. So that is the mission that all Sikhs have. And that is what I want to convey to those who are interning and those going into public service. Public service is what a Sikh is. It's part of our identity. So never forget to take that part of you into your jobs, into your offices, and to fight to get rid of cruelty and make this world more compassionate and keep our promise to Baba Fateh Singh Ji. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Thank you so much, Langar. I just want to let you guys know that I think she will be staying for a little bit. If anyone has any questions, wants to network, please do so now. Other than that, I will give the stage back to you guys again. Mingle, have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm going to ask the Sick Leave interns to come up so we can take some photos. Thank you. I know it's late right now, it's 7, many of you guys are leaving. Before you leave, we just want to give out some closing remarks, so I'll hand it over to Jasmine so she can give some closing remarks for you all.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jasmine Badam, and I'm a part of the 2026 SALDEF Sick Leave DSEEP internship program. On behalf of our entire cohort, I want to thank you all for joining us for Langar on the Hill. At the beginning of tonight's program, we welcomed you by sharing the meaning of Langar, a tradition rooted in equality, humility, and community. Now, as we come to the end of our evening, I hope all of those values resonate with all of you. Tonight, we sat beside one another, shared a meal, exchanged stories, and learned more about the Sikh community. Regardless of our backgrounds, titles, beliefs, or positions, everyone was welcomed equally and everyone had a seat at the table. That is the heart of Langar. Langar offers us a model for carrying seva, or selfless service, into everyday life. Rooted in Guru Nanak Dev Ji's teachings, seva asks us to share what we have, serve with humility, and recognize the same divine light in every person we interact with. It may look like preparing a meal, listening without judgment, helping someone in need, or creating a space where others feel welcomed and respected. Tonight, each volunteer, intern, speaker, partner, and guests helped embody that spirit. And the hope is that we carry it with us beyond this room. Thank you to our speakers, community partners, volunteers, SALDEF staff, and everyone whose care and effort make tonight possible. And thank you to each of you, not only to share a meal, but to share conversation, curiosity, and community. We began this evening by welcoming you to the table. And as we close, I hope we remember that the table is more than just a place where food is served. It's where strangers become neighbors, where service becomes connection, and where equality is practiced rather than simply just spoken about. That is the promise of Langar, that every person is worth dignity, every person has something to offer, and every person has a seat at the table. May we carry that spirit of seva with us long after we leave this room. Thank you again, and have a safe journey home. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Look here, everyone. Ready? 1, 2. 1 second. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Last one. Breathe in. 1, 2.